Welcome back to another episode of FLIR Primed. I'm Grant Coffey. Today we're going to talk about the Incident Command System, or ICS. Most of you are pretty familiar with this, but today we're going to really focus on one aspect of the Incident Command System to handle huge, overwhelming events. Scalable, buildable, those are things that you can describe the Incident Command System with. It's applicable to most incidents, but where it breaks down sometime is because of the human that is running the system. In other words, how you run it under extreme pressure. Under stress, we regress back to our last best learned behavior. So the key here is trying to learn from after action reports of every incident so that we train and apply those to the next one, getting better each time. So to that end, I brought in Sean Christensen. Why don't you come on in, Sean? Thank you for coming to FLIR Primed.
Good to see you.
Sean is the current hazmat team coordinator for Portland Fire and Rescue in Portland, Oregon. And Sean has been with the hazmat team for about 12 years. He's been the hazmat team coordinator in charge of all their training for about 2 years. He's also got a whole litany of specialties. And Sean is a radiation specialist, a rail specialist, he's a hazmat technician and specialist, but also he runs the team and all of their training. And he was present at a June 6, 2016 train derailment in Mosier, which is the Columbia Gorge between Oregon and Washington. So Sean, I want to ask you a few questions, and the first one is, can you briefly describe that incident and just tell me the nature of what was going on and how many total units were involved?
So the incident itself was a derailment of crude oil, Bakken crude out of North Dakota. We had 16 cars that derailed, 3 involved in fire, which, like you already said, it was near the town of Mosier, Oregon, in the gorge. Total agencies was 28, both federal, state, from 2 different states, and local agencies.
How many of that total 28 agencies were directly attached to the Unified Incident Command System, and how did you integrate into that?
So out of the total of 28, there was 8 that were directly involved with the incident command, including DEQ, EPA, Coast Guard, State Police, and Corps of Engineers. I integrated into the ICS system as part of the hazmat team response. I was attached to the hazmat branch as a railcar specialist.
So this is a big, complicated incident, Sean. What went well in this incident?
Well, some of the things that went well for us was the fact our pre-planning and working with a lot of our partner agencies before the incident. So getting to know people and making relationships, not only with the railroad, but with EPA, DEQ, and ODOT. That went really well. Also with Oregon's hazmat program being a statewide program, for me to integrate into the hazmat team that was on scene was seamless. I showed up and started working with them.
So let's talk about some improvements. What could be improved on an incident that was this large and complicated?
Okay. So like you said, this is a large and complicated incident. Some of the improvements it would be notification. Within the ICS system, incident command, requesting resources and other agencies, getting that done sooner. Also, communications. You have a multitude of different agencies, like I said, 28 different agencies. Trying to get them all on one comm system is a challenge. Not to mention civilian contractors in the railroad. Another improvement would be scene isolation, making sure that the scene stays evacuated and isolated.
Sean, thanks again for coming today. I sure appreciate you helping us share with our viewers lessons learned from such overwhelming incident and the lessons we can learn from these incidents. Any last thoughts about the experience you had?
Probably the last thing I would talk about again is just the importance of scene isolation, making sure that your zones are set up correctly, and then keeping that area isolated. There was a lot of foot traffic on this incident, and I would say with any large incident that would be a key, is making sure that perimeter stays secure.
And you didn't know what caused this, right from the start? So
Not at the start, no. We had no information on what the cause actually was. So it could have been, with any large incident, could be criminal, could be just an accident. You never know in the beginning.
So really, scene security could be really an issue on some of these large-scale incidents.
Definitely, yes.
Okay. So Sean, I want to thank you again for coming and helping us share very valuable lessons from an extremely complicated event so our viewers can learn. Thank you again for watching another episode of FLIR Primed.